Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. The SR125 is back on the bench. So in the last episode I stripped and rebuilt the carburettor on the bike. It's been a few months since then, but I really want to get this done. It's October 20th and I'd love to be riding this to work in about a month's time. Right away I'm going to service the engine because I know it runs sweet. The first issue to attend to is that snapped exhaust stud that we found in episode 1. And then for the days and weeks following, I need to set a chain of sprockets. I want to try and get rid of the rust. There's rust on the swing arm, rust on the frame, corrosion on the wheels, and just general bits of surface corrosion here and there. A few things are loose. First things first, let's service it and attend to one of the issues, which is that snap stud. Nice fresh spark plug to go in it, and this will be interesting because I'd like to know what the running condition is like. Now the keen-eyed among you may have already noticed that that carburettor is not the one that I rebuilt in episode 2. This carburettor is from VMP Motorcycles on eBay, less than 40 quid, and it works well, but why have I not got the carb that I spent all that time rebuilding in episode 2 on the bike? I did take it out for a slightly longer run than was in the previous video, and a heavy throttle at higher RPM. There was quite a bog to it. After a bit of investigation I found that the float needle valve in the kit, it was different to the one that came out of the original carburettor. No matter how much I adjusted the float height, it wasn't happy. But I ordered this, and you know what? It works really well. So everything in episode 2 of this series still completely applies. It's just disassembly the carb and reassembly with the correct parts. Just make sure you get the correct parts. So I've got my new genuine air filter. Look, I'm weirdly looking forward to changing this because I think I know what's coming. I think it's a bit old. Yeah, I'm glad we're changing that one. Nice new filter. So it's the next evening and tonight's job is to take the exhaust off and drill out that snapped exhaust stud. Hopefully this one doesn't go the same way, trying to take that out as well. You can just see here what the previous owner's done. This exhaust paste material. That was quite weird to remove. It kind of looks as if someone's had a go before.
One eternity later.
I mean, there's a tiny, tiny lip. I'm wondering if I can chisel it. Okay, so it's been another week. Drilling this stud out didn't quite go to plan. I've got some decent titanium drill bits and they're not touching it. So I borrowed a welder. I'm going to weld a nut onto the stud And hopefully the heat will help release it and I can get it out that way. Otherwise I might have to just take this engine out and take it to someone who can get it out. Let's go for it. I've just filled that nut up with weld. Fingers crossed it's a strong one. It's not going well, this. One stud causing some problems. Either I can't weld, or there's something not allowing the weld to stick to this. It's probably me. One good thing about having to get the engine out is that I can actually take it out and paint it properly, mask it off and paint it rather than doing it in the frame. But obviously it just means more work. That's how to get an SR engine out. It's November 17th now. It's a cold day. The engine's out, hopefully, with the man that can. So I'm going to get the wheel and swing arm off today. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, nice. That's one wheel off. They're not terrible, they're just dirty. One swing arm. Ooh, you can shake the rust out of that. So I've got plenty to keep me occupied whilst the engine's off, having the stud hopefully removed. I think it might be too far gone for the chrome. I could probably get it back to somewhat of a finish with the wire wall and water saw. Yeah, fair dues. Let's see what it's like when it's done. So the question is, I've already gone this far. Do I take the centre stand off, take everything off the frame, and paint everything? Well, I want this to be a winter bike, and it's already winter. So I think if I go that far, it's going to be spring by the time it's done. And the other thing is the bike's worth less than £1,000. The total cost at the moment is around £650, and I still need to buy some tyres for it. So I think I'm going to wire wheel back as much of this as I possibly can whilst it's still on the bike, and I'm going to paint in situ, and then I'll use ACF products, things like that, to keep the rust at bay. One day I'd love to do a full resto on maybe something a bit more special, get the frame powder coated and rebuild everything, but this isn't the bike for that. It's now December the 2nd, and the last time I filmed anything, there was a load of parts on the bench and they all needed cleaning, the rust stripping off them and painting. There's the swing arm, that was looking horrendous. The finish turned out okay. The drum I've cleaned up along with the shocks, got rid of the rust off the nuts on the spindles, painted things like the engine brackets and footrests, I shined up a few of the bolts too. This is a stainless bolt kit that I ordered for the engine, and I've got some new dust seals for the forks too. The wheels over here looking pretty good.
The tyre landed today, so I got that on as fast as I could. That wheel's now ready to go back in the bike. And I've also primed the engine. I'm just going to paint it in one go. And I just need to get some silver paint all over this, and then I can replace the casing bolts. This was where the original stud goes. It turns out the reason I was having so much trouble trying to get this blowing stud out was because somebody snapped a drill bit in there in the past. Because it's been stood for so long, it kind of corroded over, and I just didn't see the drill bit. So no wonder my drill bits weren't touching it, and it also wouldn't weld to it either. So the guy I took the engine to decided to drill just slightly above the old one and cut a new thread into it, and that should be fine because I can just elongate the holes on the bracket on the exhaust, and it should bolt up like normal. It's definitely looking better.
So now the engine's painted, I can get the bike in the back, wire wheel, all the rest off, and give that a paint too. A bit lighter without an engine. So I'm really happy with today's progress. Got the engine painted, got the frame painted. Now all that's left to do is to get all those parts that I've done so far bolted back onto the bike. So I'm going to put the back end on first and then get the engine in. But I think that's work for the final episode of the series, so I'm going to call it a day on this episode. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to getting it all back together. It's the rebuild on the next episode, and then we'll go for a good ride, and I'll break down what it's cost and things like that as well. So please like and subscribe if you've liked the video, and click the subscribe button. It'll really help. I'll see you on the next one.